Hello and welcome back to the Hellcase Cup. It was a very short break in the end, and it will be going into our second best of three of the day. We've had our upper bracket final, I guess you could call it. Now we have our lower bracket final to see who ends up in that decider map. We've already got Sprout falling down into that decide a match, and then we have Nemiga, who've headed into the grand final, and now we get to see whether or not Hard Legion or forZe will be joining them. And Hard Legion, they've been a bit of a surprise this tournament. They haven't played, I think, a match in the playoffs, even with their full roster, or that's what it seems at least. They've had Throne standing in for the majority. They even had, I think it was Neelan standing for a little bit as well, just to join in with the fun. And they've still managed to get quite far. In fact, it was only the match where they had two standards where they ended up losing. So losing their best player and still performing to a high standard. They come in versus forZe, who I was very impressed with when we watched them. They played versus Nordavind in the elimination match. Their Nordavind players were playing very well. forZe came out, they won it 2-0. Flit and xsepower on form. They seem to have like a decent amount of players performing elsewhere as well, with like almazer doing quite well. I think this is one that they should be taking, but at the same time, I don't know where I start to like stop doubting Hard Legion with this standing, because it's surprising how much they've been able to do.
Yeah, they've gone for that overpass pick again, though, which we saw Hard Legion play yesterday, and we saw them really struggle on that T side. I think they won the first half 12-3, and then they ended up losing that map. Then they've picked it again. And I know that forZe generally aren't great on this, but I'm pretty sure we saw forZe beat Nordavind on overpass. So that's kind of scary to me. I think Inferno is always a go-to for forZe. We've seen them play it in the past. We've also just seen xsepower and Flit perform much better recently for the forZe side of things, which is always a great sign for this squad. So it feels like it's hard to look beyond forZe, but like you were saying, who the hell knows with Hard Legion?
Yeah, it's been a weird one, especially with the fact that we've now seen like different members of their squad step up throughout different matches. Krad has been like very, very good throughout, which I think has been relatively impressive. But the fact that we have seen multiple members now step up alongside him, even throwing the stand and having a couple of good games, especially on the CT side of Overpass, which we want the map that they've chosen. The only problem is I do feel like I expect a bit more from forZe than what we saw out of HAVU. I think HAVU had some pretty poor matches. I think they definitely have some stuff to work on during the break, and I think they'll be bitterly disappointed with how they actually played. It was quite funny. There was like a thing, I think it was tweeted out by Saw, who basically just went, "Oh, it's a good thing we've got analysts sat at home." And it was like basically an HLTV comment just went, "You can clearly tell that they get tilted. They're bickering all the time, and their coach is just fighting against it." Coach weren't even there. He wasn't there that day, or at least not in the server. So that was just a funny comment to read. I actually think the opposite. I think they just played poorly. I think overall they seem actually quite a calm and collected team, and I don't think there's many Finns in the planet who get particularly angry. They're some of the chillest dudes I've ever met, especially when going over to Finland. But nonetheless, enough of that. We are going into our pistol round. It's going to be forZe kicking it off on the T side. One thing the Hard Legion always seem to win is the knife round. They get the choice almost every single time. And, well, we'll see if they can convert the pistol round in the same manner.
Yeah, svyat is back with the boys today, so he can line up the flashbangs. Throne was previously throwing these when Hard Legion played Inferno last time out, but svyat's trying to set up his teammates. First flash doesn't do a whole deal for them, just forces forZe to play it a bit safer. Oh, the boost over the top is something kinqie's not ready for, and now Krad is in trouble. He's trapped in the corner. The flash is good, but Krad surely can't get more here. svyat's here to help. Somehow Krad survived for such a long time there, but finally forZe get the kills they need.
Yeah, more importantly, the rotation was actually fairly slow, considering how many players were battling. We didn't see Rage or Throne move nearly quickly enough, and with any extra utility now dropped on Banana, a kit probably down there as well, this is going to be really tough for them to get back into this situation. almazer spotting around the edge of the smoke. He will get access to the pool, and more importantly, take the man off of his throne, leaving just Rage left alive to try and make this one work. I don't really see any world where he's winning this pistol round, even after spotting a man push his way out a new box. And well, ultimately, this is going to be an easy round for forZe. Great stuff from Flit again, and I think it's important he gets off to a good start, because although xsepower I think is normally a relatively consistent force, at least in some regard, Flit's the one where we've now seen him have probably one of the worst matches he's ever played, and then one of the best yesterday. I think he ended the series versus Nordavind with over, I think it was like 100, 104 ADR, something like that, for both maps. So very impressive stuff from him. I think it was like 52 kills or something like that. So if he can get off to that same run of form, I don't think there's anyone on the Hard Legion side, even if they did have their full roster, who can compete.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. I think in general, Flit, normally, the thing I like about him is he normally is pretty consistent, but it has been a bit more up and down for him so far in this tournament. I think I'd expect that consistency to come back soon, though, but into this round, it's just the one AK bought by forZe, and that is given over to Flit, who we've just been talking about. MiGHTYMAX can gather some information for the team to make sure they don't run into a stack. CT smoke already being deployed here. svyat's got one of his own, which might be used to counter, but kinqie puts down his smoke first, and forZe have just used quite a few nades onto the B site, but with that one counter smoke going down, they decide they don't want to commit to this. So both teams able to just sit back, and Hard Legion can be pretty happy with that. They baited out quite a few nades there. They just used their one smoke to slow it down. And forZe are now running the clock down pretty low. 42 seconds left for them as they start moving into top mid, but the bomb remains on banana.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left. Not much utility remaining for Hard Legion to really do anything about slowing them down, but we've already denied enough time. The incendiary goes out. Nice work from Krad, who is going to get the opener. The spam shots from kinqie do a hell of a lot of damage. Now, Krad has to be careful because he doesn't have that many bullets remaining. svyat, on the other hand, can shoot off as many as he likes. The bomb is going to be denied. They actually have to go pick this up and start planting it almost instantly. Just 4 seconds remaining. They will get it down just about. Throne tries his best to deny it, and it ends in a 1 versus 2. Flit trying to save them. He'll need to ace to win this round, and it's not looking likely, but with shots being missed, maybe there's a chance, as neither player can connect. He finds his 4th kill, looks for the ace, and unfortunately from Flit, it isn't enough. Such a nice attempt at the round, but I'm sure he's going to be looking at his teammates and saying, come on guys, what just happened?
Yeah, I know Flit was the only one that had the AK, and the rest of them have MAC-10s, but that's still no excuse when Flit gets 4 kills with his AK. Very disappointing round there for forZe. Flit doing all he could. Definitely seeing some early success from Flit, which is nice. As we were saying earlier, he's one of the players we watch for on this forZe lineup. And there are the odds from Unicorn, looking good for forZe at the start of this game. Not looking too good for them in this round, though. They've got a couple of Galils, a MAC-10 in there. They've gone for the force buy, but it's definitely Hard Legion who've got the better end of the stick on this one. Their 3 rifles. Some early nades being deployed back and forth on banana, but Krad has been able to emerge through the molly. He hears Jerry close by, and knowing Krad, I assume he's not going to let Jerry get away. He's going to go hunting. It's so much info as well.
Yeah, already him picking up a kill and holding the backlines. The T's are kind of stuck in the mud. It seems like an almost impossible round already just because of their losses. Krad even coming in behind and picking up a 2nd in this round, making more cash. And we have to talk about teams at the moment just not being able to convert those 2nd rounds. Like, it seems to be such a common thing. Even in this tournament when we've seen the T side win the pistol round, they haven't been that great at converting it either. So I think definitely something that needs to be worked on from these teams. xsepower, oh my, he doesn't even get that kill. That seemed like a freebie almost onto Krad. It was looking the wrong way. Now he's even got an upgrade from his MP9. He's only taken 1 point of damage as well, considering that he's been involved in 3 separate duels. And with 25 seconds left, Flit, it's an awkward spot because no matter what he does here, unless he can retrieve an AK, it really isn't that much of a benefit having a solo Galil going into the next round.
Yeah, and he's not looking for a better gun. So he's going to have $0 in the next. The rest of his team will be getting some cash, but they won't be buying alongside him. Or at least, if they do buy alongside him, it's not going to be a good buy. Let's put it that way. Oh, Almas has bought Kevlar. forZe have been liking these force buys. This one feels so dangerous, though. You're really not getting a good buy here. I know that Flit has just saved the guns, so maybe that's part of the reason why they go for the force into this one, but forZe now run the risk of potentially falling pretty far behind without even getting their first gun round on the board. But let's see what they've got up their sleeve for round number 4. 2 Galils in play alongside the pistols, and they are keeping it slow at the start of this one.
Yeah, the weird thing is as well is that last round was so clean that realistically they know that they're just coming up against a really solid buy. Okay, Krad, this time he is going to get punished, and now the push looks to come in further onto the site with svyat just delaying. As kinqie has come in as a rotator. They will retrieve an extra rifle. Don't really need to commit through this smoke, but hey, if facecrack wants to just run through, Flit meets the same fate. It was a risk not worth taking. They still had so much time left on the clock, and instead they've lost their advantage and potentially thrown away the round.
Yeah, completely turns it round to put them on the back foot. Only one smoke here for forZe in the hands of almazer. Now, if forZe go back towards A, that's where this might work out for them. But Hard Legion just flashed themselves into Banana. And that's all the information Hard Legion need. This rotate seems a bit much. I was going to say, surely one man should stick on the B site. And forZe have been able to bait this out here. The one CT smoke might be all they need. almazer's lining that up right now. And forZe should have clean access to this B bomb site.
That's the thing, I don't even think that was really a bait. I think they just heard the flashbang go over into Banana, and knowing that this was likely cleared, svyat, is he going to go for it? He's not, he's going to wait, but they might be able to deny the plant. That's probably going to be the goal. Nice work already, almazer down. A second kill comes up with the help of kinqie, who's done so much with this MP9. 2 kills, well, 3 kills, and should have even been a 4th. I think Rage somewhat stole that one. xsepower, Galil, no armor, 11 HP. I think I've sold a pretty bleak picture, and kinqie wanted to try and go for the almost ace, but instead he just gets himself a second assist. Evolved in every single kill that round. Great one coming out from kinqie. $7,800 in the bank, and guess what? forZe still can't buy.
Yeah, even with the bomb plant, it's not quite there for them, the way we'll put it. And with those 2 earlier kills from kinqie with the MP9, I was a bit surprised that kinqie got boosted up with the MP9 rather than svyat, who had the rifle. But it worked out fine for them.
Less to lose, I guess.
True. And now forZe have themselves a position where it's a somewhat similar buy with the pistols into this one. Making sure that they invest fairly heavily into the nades, though, and Krad's about to go for the fight. The run and gun of the MP9 will be successful. svyat's here to make sure he's safe, and forZe's early aggression is instantly denied.
Yeah, the one thing I'm quite surprised by is one of the plays I've always quite liked on the pistol rounds is to go for a fast play from second mid, straight through into mid, and then try and wrap around onto either short or arch. It's something that a lot of teams used to do a lot more commonly, as you could get fast access, maybe steal a gun away, and those pistols really could still work just as well. Also, a lot less likely you're going to be bombarded by nades at the beginning of the round. At the same time, most teams, from what I've seen at least recently, have gone straight back to just, let's just run up Banana every single round. I think it's far too easy for teams like Hard Legion to counter. And I'd love to see teams going back to even what was the sort of Fnatic smokes that were thrown to cover off the pit, and then allow you to just take control of that, maybe again steal a gun and then try and get a bomb plant on A. Instead, it's just... It's almost like, well, it's going to sound mean now, but it sounds like the dopey guy strategy of, let's just run up Banana, guys rush B. It's like, it's stealing that straight out matchmaking.
Ooh, and it hasn't worked too well for them here. Honestly, I don't even call it in matchmaking, because as long as people have decent nades, you know that your teammates are just going to be in trouble.
Well, I imagine Krad's that guy when you're playing MM who just does dumb stuff every round. And you're like, he's not even good, but he's wrecking you every single time. Like that's Krad, except for the fact that he is good, and it's really annoying. But you will always be like, he's not playing properly. Like, I can't play against someone who's this bad. Like that's the classic. It's
He's so bad.
He's so bad I can't deal with him. It's like, yeah, cool, mate. I've definitely never said that before. I love how I did a voice there, even though I'm basically doing an impression of myself. If any of my friends are watching this, which they aren't, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Snitches get stitches.
Exactly.
Not from me, but you know.
Well, forZe finally on a full gun round. I've liked seeing Rage get more aggressive. We've been saying this throughout the tournament. He's been going for more of these fights. Oh, he got the timing right as well. Flip wasn't ready for it. Jerry moving up to the top of Banana, where Krad is currently solo holding, and going for that fight was a big risk. Now the B site is lost, and now forZe have a really good chance at this round.
Yeah, Krad is definitely not the man I would like to have solo holding. almazer is very lucky to be alive as he runs through the stream of bullets and goes down to 2 HP. They're not quite going to land on him at least, and svyat still tagging a few players through the smoke. This is now the full squad ready. None of them coming through Banana, so Jerry's position, at least for now, somewhat null and void. xsepower trying to spot, but Rage again. 2 impactful kills in this round. The kickoff and, more important, the start to the retake. almazer so low on HP, almost has to try for an off angle. Needs an instant shot here, and he will get one. That's at least something. However, his teammates will fall like flies as Throne gets a triple kill and will even pick off that defusal as well. 5-1, Hard Legion are flying at the moment, even after a bit of a mistake in the early parts of that round.
Yeah, the retake works out for them. Impressive stuff here from Hard Legion on this CT side. This is something that Hard Legion have relied on in quite a few of these games with the stand-ins as well. It's just being the team that's more prepared at the start of the game, being the team that gets off to that good start and has the individuals firing early. And forZe haven't really been able to handle that so far. 5-1 down with pistols again.
They're just going B every round. I know it sounds like a silly thing to even have to point out, but there's an A site. Like, you're just constantly putting pressure onto the same players, and by the time you get into a retake, you're either in a detrimental position, or you don't even get to the retake. Like, that's pretty much the only 2 options. Like, the B site has not been working for them. Now, knowing my luck, they're probably going to win this one somehow with pistols, but I think they're relying too much on the fact that they think that they're going to get this kill onto Krad most times because of how he plays. But I feel like Hard Legion a lot of the time adapt around the way he plays. Like, they know he's going to be taking these risks, so they either pair him up with svyat, who's a lot more passive, a lot stronger with his utility usage, is good at buying time and denying pushes, or they just play for a retake and they go, Krad is alone, we're playing for the retake. This time, though, he's actually the man setting up svyat. Already 3 kills coming up for him, and they've still got Krad to deal with. The rest of the squad, again, are going to be rotating, but this time, well, I don't think this was a fake initially, because you don't normally kill off 3 of your own team for a fake, but it was almost something that could have paid off. But Flit's not going to be able to do anything versus Throne, who's now the sole defender. xsepower running all the way along, doesn't realize he's transitioned into the pit, and that's a very nice round once again for Hard Legion. Now, I'd love forZe if you could go A. It's this other side of the map. Fair few opportunities there. Maybe even win a round. You never know. But at least put some pressure on it.
Yeah, I like that reposition from Throne there at the end as well. Just got into pit in time. Just made it so that he got the drop on both opponents. Got himself some easier fights. Considering he's someone who's coming in as a stand-in and doesn't have that level of experience, it's cool to see him getting that sort of positioning to go his way. forZe are putting pressure on Banana again.
No.
Now, they don't have to commit to B. They might just be taking away Banana control and then going back to A. But I think at this point, Rage is just getting bored over on the A site. He gets aggressive with the AWP, but Flit is there, and Flit will dodge the shot. And now forZe are holding a default. They've got the Banana control. They're sitting back. And maybe we will see some A-sided play from them. It's Rage going again, but missing a second time. I'm still happy he's going for these fights, but it's a bit of a shame that he's missed both those shots early.
Well, that's the thing. Like, his he's got 3 kills, and I can remember 2 of them. One of them was him getting aggressive in apps. The other one was in a retake. So, thus far, he really hasn't had to do much at all. Like,
Yeah, because he's been on A.
yeah, exactly. And
Literally.
you've had Throne. I think 3 of his kills came also in a retake. So, if anything, what we can say, maybe there's been like 5 or 6 kills on A in 7 rounds. They're still going to be pressuring onto this B site once again. This time, almazer does get the kill, and it's looking like they're going to try and split this one. kinqie actually whiffs his spray, and they're going to start rotating back. The thing is, the A site players, I think, are almost committed to either fighting this or saving. And now the bomb goes back again, but they should have a wraparound into the arch. They should know svyat is here somewhere. He's playing here quite regularly. A bit of an awkward spot for him to be in. While the rotation's going to be held off by Flit. Looking like we're finally going to see a second round as the bomb is planted. Rage was coming in on the flank, looking to try and deny it. Some nice hops. He's actually going to get the first kill. Now, facecrack can't die here. He can't. His teammate's too far away. If he gets peeked, this could be a real problem. The only thing is Rage doesn't know, but he is going to be waiting. He might have heard the footsteps. And he could just defuse this. He could just try and just stick the bomb. He's going to bait in this push. Here comes Flit running around the corner. But has he realized that the bomb probably would have been defused by now? I think he has. So just accepted that, okay, I would have lost already. The kill comes in. It's not quite enough. But that is a damn good try from Rage. A 1v3 retake where he gets all 3 kills. And sure, the bomb goes off. But that's basically as good as a round loss can get.
Yeah, taking away some of the money from forZe into this next round as well. I'm very glad that forZe ended up going back to B there, because I don't know why they were thinking they were going to go over to A. Because they got 2 kills on B, and they had players on A long. So they knew that there wasn't really going to be a rotate from the A site. They knew they had that cut off, so they knew it had to probably be a maximum of 1 player left on B, maybe a second man if he was playing really safe in CT. But eventually forZe figured that out. Eventually forZe went on to B. Rage doing all that damage, though, makes a difference. There's no helmet for xsepower. There's no AK for facecrack. He will be flying in first with the MAC-10. And there's also not the sniper available. So an opportunity for Hard Legion, and what a shot from Rage. Ready for the angle. Again, getting aggressive, getting the confidence shining through after that previous round. And that nade also does a fair bit of damage.
This is not the start that forZe were hoping for. Again, we talk about the highs and lows of this squad, and seems like we're witnessing some of the lows at the moment, because the whole team really hasn't been performing particularly well. We saw a moment or 2 from Flit, but other than that, it's been pretty disappointing. We are going to see this switch up in the direction of B, but after doing some damage, they come back. And it is a bit peculiar at the moment, because they seem like they're looking desperately for some sort of angle to be given. And maybe it will be. They look like there was temptation from svyat to go pushing. But again, there's going to be a split push by the looks of it. I really don't like this from forZe. They're already a man down. They're not going to group up and hit the site together. Instead, they're going to throw in some nades. 1 player's going to go through. This fake has pulled 1 player. There's still going to be 2 waiting, and Rage has already found the first kill. So now they're into a 2v2 just on this site, and kinqie's come back. I think they might just have to give this one up. It's looking like it's over already.
Yeah, the money's not going to be great, even if these players survive and keep their guns into the next. 1 kill for xsepower. Is he just trying to die? I guess. Well, he gets another kill, and then dies after time. All right. Jerry, chill, man. You got $50. No need to go into the open. Ooh, they're stressing me out, Tom.
Well, what was the point? Like, the CT side have won so many rounds that their money is fine. Like, you could have killed 4 members there, lost the round, and it still wouldn't have made a difference. Like, the CTs would be buying up anyway. Whereas now you've got this weird scenario where you've got 2 players without any cash. Sure, they're going to have maximum loss bonus going into the next round, but without a bomb plant, that's not going to be enough. almazer is already dead. This has been super underwhelming for forZe so far. Like, I don't think there's anything they've done so far this game that I've been impressed with.
No, the calls haven't been great. The individuals haven't been great. It's felt like everything's just off right here. if you'd have taken the nameplates off both teams, I would have told you that it was Hard Legion playing on the T side with a stand-in all honesty. But no, it's forZe who've been struggling so far. That could be about to change, but kinqie's just lined up 2 kills, so I doubt it. Doesn't look good for the pistols right now. Jerry's lost that 1 AK that they had. kinqie with an extended spray eventually takes Flit out of the action. And for some reason, B has been left completely clear, but I don't think xsepower will get there in time, especially without a smoke for CT. He's really just looking for kills at the end here.
Yeah, maybe a 1 Deagle or 2 would be nice. It might give him the chance to at least buy into the next round. He's earned enough money to at least get an AK. But that's not really singing his praises too much, is it? Definitely doesn't want to die after time again. So I imagine he's just going to go in and take the peak versus Krad. And Krad continues his strong performance. 11-6 for him, but it's been a team effort, that's for sure. Pretty much every player making their way towards double digits. Whereas on the other side, facecrack would like to just hit a digit.
Yeah. Even if it was an assist, I feel like he'd take that at this point. Nah, he wants a kill, let's be real. I got to say that with how forZe have been playing so far, I think you can't put too much blame on facecrack if he's just been entrying in some of these rounds where they've been just going B over and over again. It's felt like Hard Legion have generally got players in the right spots and have generally just been able to read forZe really well so far. Make sure to check out Hellcase. You can use the code SLTV15 for a 15% refill bonus. You can also open up the Hell Cup 8 Pro case, which helps contribute to the dynamic prize pool on your screen. We will get back underway. I assume that was a pause from forZe because they probably realized this game is not going according to plan for them. And if you take a look under the minimap, this was forZe's map pick. So it really has not been a good start for them.
Yeah, this is rough, and I can't see... The thing is, they're making things worse for themselves with their management of economy and how things are actually going for them so far, so we need something to change drastically. Again, we still haven't seen a proper take towards the A site. We're now in round 11. Like, it's been pressure and switch up, sure, but they haven't actually just tried a proper execution. We haven't seen, like... Let's put it this way. I don't think we've seen a battle for pit or anything like that. It's just been, okay, maybe we try and go arch side. I think the one time they took arch, that's a nice flash, though. And kinqie, I like the fact that he doesn't overcommit. Just takes a break, pulls back, knows he's got the opener. They've got this stack once again, although I'm not as big a fan when you don't have vision over banana. And I like the fact that we now see the rotation coming back. Actually, multiple players. Krad getting ready for a peek and just clinical as ever. It's risky, but it pays off, and almazer probably going to be quite tilted after that one. It wasn't even a flash. And the bomb's going B alone? Are they going to try and wrap arch? That's the only thing that makes sense. Unless xsepower is just going to run all the way back after selling the fake.
It's not the best fake. Oh, it might not even be a fake.
I don't understand. What?
Like, yeah, what is the end goal right now?
They put a smoke down with 25 seconds left. This round's over. There's no way they win this. There would have to be an absolute miracle. I don't even understand what's happening here.
Is the bomb going to try and get to A in 10 seconds? Like, there's no time. Yeah,
what
okay. They're going to save. Okay, then. xsepower landing a shot at the end there. Flit is kind of in dangerous waters.
Why are you peeking?
They're okay. They're okay, Tom. They survive.
What are they doing? Like, actually, what is going on? Like, I don't like just harping on a team. What was that round? Just go, the bomb's going to lurk on B. We're going to pretend to fake towards the B site. And then with 15 seconds left, try and rotate all the way through after we've cleared nothing. And then, while trying to save our guns, also take Angels, even though it has been a ridiculous streak of rounds for Hard Legion, and they still have enough money. I just don't understand what's going on. Thankfully, in this round, Rage has finally been put down. So it will be a man advantage now for forZe. And with 2 players not currently having guns, which seems to be pretty much every round for forZe, there will be a gun to retrieve at least.
Yeah, at this point, I just want to see more of this from forZe. Just rely on your individuals to get you into rounds and just keep it simple, because the complicated plays haven't been working for you, and that's what they're going to try and do. They're putting pressure onto this A-bomb site, and the trades are working out okay for them. Throne trying to stay alive in this pick position, but he's spammed through the smoke. Finally, the trades are effective from forZe, but svyat will still try and win this clutch. There's plenty of money on the Hard Legion side, and a 1v2 is definitely doable. He's just heard Jerry reloading on the site as well, so that's one player's position that should be known. svyat's still not moving in here, though. He's taking quite a lot of time. I assume he will be going for this one. And he finally begins to round the corner, but xsepower's about to peek him, and xsepower lands another shot. He opened up the round, and he will close it out for forZe, who get their third round on the board. And at this point, I just want to see more of that. I just want to see more freedom to make plays and just more ideas at the start of the round, because that was one of the first rounds where it looked like forZe were kind of all on the same page.
They went A.
And they went A.
That's the first thing. Like, they get a pick in mid, and then they just pushed the A side. That was pretty much it. They used apartments, which is not something they've done at all. So, yeah, it was basically that they realized there was another side to this map. Which...
It's also where the standard's playing.
But yeah, although he's been pretty good.
Well, yeah,
I'm not going to harp on.
I more just mean in terms of the coordination on the A site, right? That might be a bit more difficult for them.
Oh, here we go again. He's looking to try and take this control away. Actually going to be the spam coming through the wall. Rage is getting ever closer. This is a sick play from him. He just takes that apartment's control away. kinqie's corner is not checked. Obviously, don't Google that, because you'll get something very weird. And he's actually going to get away with a second kill. Great work from Hard Legion to break back. And while anything they thought was working, it's like, yes, we've gone A. We found some big plays through the apartments. Let's try that again. Oh, dear. There's an AWPer. He's being aggressive. And this is fantastic. This is the Rage I've been wanting to see for a while. The dude is playing in form. He's getting aggressive. He's taking fights. He's not allowing map control. And at the moment, I dare say he's the best player in the server.
He's up there, that's for sure. I mean, it's definitely one of the Hard Legion players that's the best player on the server right now. You can take your pick almost. And there we go again. Rage winning AWP battles against xsepower. This is so enjoyable to watch. I've got to wonder why he's not been playing like this before. I don't know if it is the stand-in situation. I don't know if he's just suddenly found confidence.
Did change coach?
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe the coach had a more passive style of play. And now he's being allowed to be a bit more free. Because it definitely does look like the second the coach left. I don't want to put anything on the ex-coach of Hard Legion, because this is just me guessing. But he did start to play more aggressively. Maybe that was just a confidence issue. Maybe there was a conflict between the squads. Nonetheless, though, we now get Jerry AWPing. This is where things get truly exciting. Could be connecting the first shot, or the second by the looks of it. Facecrack will, however. And now the AWP's fallen into his hands. We're going to see Flip boosted up over the top of the smoke, but it's been spotted. They now know where both players are. In fact, they killed the one underneath. The curse of being the booster. And now 11-3. Hard Legion. I just want to reiterate this. We've said it multiple times for anybody at home. They are playing their opponent's map choice with a stand-in on the CT side, which is normally the tougher when you have a stand-in, because a lot of the times on the T side, you just follow the call, you set up the nades, whatever you name it. And they're winning 11-3. I wouldn't have bet on this going into the day.
Even just on an individual basis, you'd have thought forZe would have the edge. But Hard Legion have clearly been the better team with their players showing up. Rage is just continuing to play in these apartments. These are really difficult angles to play as well, and he's been so effective at playing these sorts of positions. I think he realizes, having heard those nades, that he's probably better served playing safe. Something else I like about Hard Legion's CT side here is they've just been really hard to read in some of these rounds, where sometimes they stack 3 players on B, this time they stack 4 players on A, because they've got that banana control. They're happy leaving Krad alone on B, which is always slightly scary, but it looks like the correct call right now. Rage about to peek, but xsepower's there to meet him. He's been one of the few shining lights for forZe so far, giving his team the entry, and facecrack tries to go for more, but svyat is able to turn it back into a 4v4. And I'm slightly surprised we didn't see any follow-up for facecrack there, but it's back to a 4v4, back to even numbers.
Yeah, the thing is, spotting svyat on that side of the map should give a good tell that there is only one player on B. Unless they've gone for something audacious like an AWPer, but the fact is, the AWP is dead. So they should be able to make a decent guess that this is going to be a stack on the other side. However, there's now been a rotation, but actually they're still going to go towards this A side. xsepower trying to creep his way through, but again, the time starts to become a bit of an issue. They are going to throw a smoke down to allow the pick control. I like to see it. Gives them that extra bit of space. The Molotov also sections out these remaining players. However, it hasn't fallen onto Throne. A good check, but the bomb's dropped. They're running out of time. They're not going to get the bomb down. I don't even think they have it. No, they don't. There's no way, surely. Oh my goodness. Hard Legion have got another round. What is going on? And over to Alex, who's going to explain that one to you.
I cannot speak, Tom. If I speak, I'll be in big trouble. No, yeah, this has just been rough from forZe. Something is clearly not going right for them. I mean, nothing is going right for them, in all honesty. I don't know what to say about this, really. I don't know what to say about this, because forZe have just been so flat. Obviously, partly just their individuals have been slow, but the team play, the calls just haven't been there on their map pick of Inferno. It's hard to explain why this has happened, but I will give credit to Hard Legion. They've been landing some great shots. I was saying earlier, I like that they're being unpredictable on their CT side as well. There are a bunch of rounds where they would stack 4 on A, then the next round they'd be stacking 3 on B. For the most part, though, they just stacked more so on the B side of the map to start with, and then they started going back to A towards the end, because forZe were pretty one-dimensional with their plays. Here we go into the pistol, though. svyat seems to have taken some damage from his teammate. Don't know how that's happened, but forZe are the ones who need to win this pistol round to keep themselves in this one. And some aggression coming in from xsepower all the way over at the second apartments. Oh, good shot onto the first man. He's completely alone here, and that means he will be dealt with. Good shot from Krad.
Yeah, they found kills on either side of the map, so it makes the call now quite awkward for the remaining players. Flit has definitely heard the footsteps of Krad. He's going to go jumping around. Nice shot. But unfortunately, the trade is almost instant. Jerry needs this kill, desperately needs it, and he's going to whiff, unfortunately. It happens in pistol rounds. Now facecrack. He needs to get triple the amount of his kills in this round alone. He needs to be getting to 4. Doesn't sound that impressive, but when you're in a 1v3, it's a little bit tougher. Already going to spot the player within the pit. Graveyard could be open, but he has absolutely no clue. And, well, at least there's a kit on offer, but I imagine that's just going to be something he opts to save. Okay, svyat. Looked like he tried to go for a shoulder peek and showed a little bit more than his shoulder. Nonetheless, it is going to be Hard Legion taking the pistol round, and if you were giving me a percentage, Alex, of how likely it is forZe will come back, what percentage would you give me?
Maybe 1%, if I'm feeling generous.
Those odds are pretty fair, considering they're losing 13-3 on their own map choice. I guess people believe in forZe to come back on the next one, which I could see that happening. I could see that happening if their players start performing, especially with how good Flit was. I think he got over 30 kills on that map of Overpass yesterday. But here we go. forSpy, xsepower will be on the mini-AWP. And in fact, they're going to stack up early in towards this B site. Nice shot from Krad. Just comes diving across. almazer does at least manage to get 1. Still worried there's a second player behind. Now, Rage has the bomb. Thankfully, he's just going to get an AK-47 and then fall back, because the rest of his team have actually managed to just waltz their way onto this A site. And I don't even know if they're going to be aware that Krad is this far forward. Shots starting to come in. They can't afford this bomb to go down, and actually it's going to be svyat getting the kill. Another one from Krad. They definitely didn't know he was that far forward, and now Flit, well, he can save a deagle and a scout. The problem is, wow, I would imagine forZe are just going to force this next round as well. Like, I would love to see them go, okay, we'll take it, we'll take the hit, we'll let them get 15, and then we'll go for that 12 rounds in a row with all of our buys. But let's be realistic. It's much more likely that they win a forZe and then at least have 1 lifeline.
Yeah, that's what I'd be going for it at this point. Some teams just like to save to have at least one full gun round to feel like they had a chance to play on their second half.
At least we had one.
Yeah, but I'd rather just force. I think if you're actually trying to maximize your chances of winning, the force buy probably is the better decision. 14-3 though, I think whatever force do, their chances of winning are very low. And we'll wait to see what force decide to do into this one.
Looks like they're taking the hit.
I guess they want that one gun round.
As said, basically, there is no wrong answer here. You force and you lose, you're even more screwed than before. You don't force, you allow them to get 15, and then you're basically gambling on winning 12 rounds in a row, which I don't care who you are, I'm not betting on you doing that. Again, I'm seeing a risk taken, a stack in play. Be careful from Krad. He's dead. He has to be dead. There we go. facecrack will get his third kill of the game. At this point, I probably should stop counting. Did he just use a nade to grab the rifle? If so,
damn.
I think Flit's a genius. That was fantastic. Threw the HE, blasted the gun into his hands, and now has an AK to play with. Not bad.
Yeah, not sure he'll get much of a chance to use it, though, if this B play comes in. Although as soon as I say that, the rotate starts to come through. almazer with a nice shot, but kinqie's able to trade it out. And now with the CT smoke going down, even with this rotation from force, they won't arrive in time. Hard Legion about to get that bomb down, but Flit does put the AK to use. Blind kill through the smoke. Push comes in, but Rage keeps his teammate alive. So it's a 2v2 now. kinqie gets one. Rage with one of his own. It's all turned around. forZe thought they had a chance, but it got snatched away from them. Unless xsepower can land some banging shots with this AK. And kinqie's playing a difficult angle to deal with. This pillar position is one that is really hard to clear. It's not an angle you're normally going to check for. And there you go. That's why kinqie's playing it. xsepower not ready for the position. Hard Legion up to 15-3. Just one round away from victory.
See, there's two sides to obviously every story. I'm very impressed with how Hard Legion have been able to play this match. Like, they've had every single player performing, stand in 11-7. There's no complaints from me there. But then on the other side of things, forZe, well, they've been dreadful. They've just been dreadful in all regards. Like, we've not seen the individuals step up, but also the decision making in that first half was atrocious. Like, there were so many rounds where they basically lost due to time or not clearing angles or just not expecting aggression.
Or just not having a plan, it felt like, at times.
Yeah, which is one of, we've always given credit to forZe for the in-game leading of Jerry, but it definitely seems like he's having an off day, or an off map at least. If it's a day, then, well, we might be seeing them out of this tournament. Krad has already found another pick elsewhere. It's going to be left on to just facecrack on A. You can see the bomb already making this rotation. I like this aggression from Jerry, though. He's caught it. Rage, this is a risky peek. He's the man with the bomb. If he goes down, this could be round over. And in fact, he's given them a way back in. That was completely unnecessary. And now his team have to go back and fight. They have to try and take down Jerry. And maybe on an individual level, he's going to be someone to drag this back. Krad waiting. But he's got to be careful. He can't be spotted from the top of mid, which is the one saving grace he has. Maybe expecting Jerry to peek, and he might have got this right. Throne has found a kill elsewhere, but the timing works out for Jerry. He's now got 4 kills in this round. It's left all onto 1. He'll ace it. Okay. Maybe his strategy hasn't been perfect, but individually, that was sick.
Yeah, just a bunch of 1v1 fights that he finds. Getting aggressive to begin with to force those individual duels, and then Hard Legion had to react to it, and they couldn't push him together. There was that first kill. Doesn't even count as a battle, really, because for it to be a battle, the opponent has to be fighting back. But then the rest of these kills, they were all looking his way. And he barely took any damage in getting all of those frags. So credit to Jerry, stepping up for his squad. Feels like he might just be delaying the inevitable, though, but you've got to believe if you're on the full side of things right now. 15-4 down, but one more round on the board for them. And in this one, Hard Legion have been put down to mostly SMGs, and that shot's just landed from almazer. Ooh, that one won't land from xsepower, though. The UMP of Krad is just chilling at mid, and he wins the fight.
He's managed to get the AWP, and he's still pushing. He's actually bought a rotation. Good luck, almazer. He's going to have to hit some pretty sexy shots here, as he is going to have the MAC-10s looking to bombard him. First one goes his way, and now he'll fade into that smoke. Of course, that was the man he tagged earlier. You kind of would have hoped that wasn't the case. What has just happened for Krad? Is he burning? Oh, nice shot through the smoke. The spam through does a lot of damage. Jerry almost lost, and now Krad goes down completely to flames. This is looking like another round. It's left all onto Throne with the MAC-10. Shouldn't be any way he wins this round, especially with facecrack on an SMG. Instant headshot, a 5th now, and unfortunately the purchase for Hard Legion is unavailable.
Yeah, another round win for forZe. I think at this point, just getting some of the individuals on board is the most important thing for them. Showing some of the skill, just some of the players getting some confidence back. Even if they can't come back and win on Inferno, there's still positives they can take from it, which will be the important thing. Nade's about to go up.
Someone's got to die to a grenade here, right? Oh, maybe not. Jerry's going all the way through. He's looking for a knife kill. Oh, he's just gone past them. Okay. Oh, that works. 9 kills in 2 rounds for Jerry, and he's only got 15 total.
I'm top of the team, guys. Guys, help me out.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I was wondering earlier. And as I said, I think there's a little bit of a delay. Of course, for anybody wondering, if you do put down a deposit of $20 during the Hellcase Cup on Unicorn, you will get yourself $80 to play with. So it seems like a worthwhile deal. I'm not going to be the one to tell you to do it, but if you have the disposable income, it might be worth the shot.
Okay, Jerry, that's a nade onto your teammate's face. Calm down, buddy.
He actually gets hit by another nade at the same time from the other team, so xsepower has been kind of wrecked. Interestingly, they've actually switched almazer over to the other side of the map. Now, he was doing relatively well, but xsepower will find the pick anyway and actually drop the bomb. Not that it really matters.
I'm pretty impressed that he goes for the fight on 20 health there, in all honesty. One shot would have dealt with him, but the AWPer is fast on the trigger this time round. Yeah, I guess because Alma's is secondary AWPing and xsepower wanted to go for that banana peek, that might be why they've just switched it round in this one. But xsepower didn't get the chance to go for the initial banana peek with those nades. Still got the kill, though, which is the main thing that matters. And Jerry will be playing that first orange's position. We see Jerry here a lot. He's repositioning, though, as the smokes come into the site. xsepower doesn't have much of a chance to help him. Throwing the flash on top of the roof so it doesn't blind his teammate, but it would have blinded the opponents. Jerry's stuck in a smoke, though. He can't be too happy with this position. Oh, never mind. He's very happy with it because Krad has just walked into his crosshair, and Jerry spots the second man, but kinqie is able to take him out. Still, that bomb has to be planted, though, and Hard Legion's smokes have faded. This CT smoke is still in play, but they're not comfortable getting this bomb down.
I think they were expecting the spam. Instead, ooh, he's stuck between 2 kills and instead gets neither. This is still a very awkward spot to be in, though, but Throne, he's just come up huge. Sprayed down 3, that should be the GG. As xsepower's now the only one remaining. 8 health left to try and keep this one. What a round from the stand-in to close things out for the side of Hard Legion. Keep this one nice and dominant, and what a performance from them it was. The most valuable player. Not bad, right?
Yeah, that spray was sick there. I don't know how he gets away with 3 kills, but he gets it done. I don't know how Hard Legion win that so dominantly. Actually, I do. They played pretty well. And
they played
pretty badly.
Much better.
Yeah, that's
that wasn't even a competition. Yeah, I think that was a really disappointing performance, and it'll be interesting to see if some of the highlights sort of reflect like some of the rounds that we witnessed. Like even some of the more awkward engagements towards the beginning, it was surprising with how much like Hard Legion were able to get away with. Like forZe started off with relative strength, and then even from the very get-go losing this force buy round. Then you had like rounds where Hard Legion were able to just get ridiculously aggressive and take control. Like that was 3 individual fights where Krad took basically no damage, and then you just had weird ones where like they ran out of time. It wasn't impressive at all. Even the early force buys that they were going for. And then just the fact that for the first, I think it's 10, maybe 11 rounds of the game, they didn't even touch the A site. I'm not sure what went wrong for them, but something wasn't right today, and it definitely wasn't even close to the performance we saw from them yesterday. And of course, in domestic matchups, you do normally see like closer matches, maybe a few more upsets here and there. I can't say there was anything from this game to take away if you're a forZe fan. And apologies if you're listening to this and thinking, wow, this commentator's really biased. He's clearly not. But just watch the game. It was a joke. And I'm hoping that forZe will now come up into map number 2, their opponent's choice, and basically show us what they really have. Because, as said, going into the day, I expected them to be the favorite. I expected them to be a team maybe even challenging to take the whole tournament now, with how they performed over the last few days, with the individual prowess, with the talent we could clearly see on this roster. But it all disappeared in this map, and I'm hoping that that's just a severe blip on the radar. This round was just poor.
Yeah, I feel like Overpass could be a bit of a weird one as well, because from what I've seen, I don't trust both these teams on the T side. I don't trust either of them. We saw Hard Legion yesterday.
It would if they had forZe. That's the thing. Yeah. That's where I think his real loss is shown, is on a map like Overpass, where he's so good on the T side, and unfortunately, well, I think like internet issues, something like that, has pulled him out of the game.
Yeah, we were saying yesterday, or we saw yesterday, they got 2 rounds on their T side over on the Hard Legion side of things on Overpass. After winning the first half 12-3, they ended up losing. So that's kind of scary. And then forZe against Nordavind, they actually did a pretty good job at just grinding out a bunch of rounds early, but it didn't feel like the gun rounds were looking too good for them. So I'm a little bit worried. Jerry is the only forZe player up there on the map's best players.
And that's... Yeah, 9 kills in 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's because of that.
It's padded a little bit. They were very good rounds from him, of course. I don't want to take anything away, but if all of your impact comes up, and then yeah, this is the scary thing. facecrack had a really poor game. Even xsepower and Flit were fairly quiet. It just wasn't a good performance from them. Like, let's put it this way: if the in-game leader of one of the teams outfrags 4 members of the 4 non-in-game leaders of the other team, then that's a big issue for them. So hopefully we're going to see a bit of a step up. Of course, in comparison, I don't really think there is much of a comparison. kinqie being the one at the top, but it was overall a good team performance coming out from the side of Hard Legion. So there wasn't really one man to look at on their side of things. So yeah, just an impressive performance all around, and if they continue that sort of form, they will be eliminating forZe. It's not the same as before where, oh, they had that one lifeline, there was that opportunity. It all comes down to this. So map number 2 will be coming up after a short break, and maybe forZe will be out of the tournament.